ESPC Sports. Can't wait to... All right, it's payday.
Kevin, thank you very much.
Thanks, David. That's David Aldridge, our NBA Hall of Famer. And checking out Utah's opening lineup, Conley and Mitchell, the talented backcourt pair. O'Neal is out there with Gobert, and it's Bogdanovich in at the 3, the small forward. And for the Hawks, Young and Herter make up the backcourt. Tony Snell is out there with Collins, and it's Capella in at the pivot, manning the middle. Now, here's Collins, and that's going to be a travel. Greg, the 2 words you and I don't like the most in this game, load management. Why do we see more of it now than when you played in the game?
A couple of things. I think sports science has evolved, and I've talked to a ton of coaches about this. The reality is that now they don't determine whether or not a guy's going to play. It's going to be the people that work with the strength and conditioning. They determine if a guy is ready to go. Secondly, I would also say the contracts now, the investments that teams have in these assets, you want to try to prolong their careers as long as possible. And so I think it's a smart move from an investment standpoint.
You bring up some great points.
Well, at 7'1", Rudy Gobert has become known as the Stifle Tower. And this guy's starting to excel and get a bigger role on the offensive end.
And the dunk by Capella.
Well, what he lacks in size for a typical center, he makes up for with all that athleticism. Boy, can he elevate.
To the left side wing. Pass to Mitchell. The shot that time, not on target. And it's the Hawks taking it the other way. Their last game, a win against the Lakers, looking to carry it into this one.
Yeah, in that game, I thought they took advantage of some sloppy play, but give them credit. They turned mistakes into points.
Well, you have to capitalize when your opponent has miscues, and give this team some credit. Every time that opponent turned it over, they capitalized.
Hawks passing it around. Young for 3. Capella kicks to Young. Lob pass to Capella. That one, no good.
And the timing just not there on that attempted alley-oop.
Just a missed connection, and it happens. I'm sure they will go back to it if given the opportunity.
Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rack. And where's the help defensively?
To me, that's a complete lack of communication on that side of the ball. These guys need to be talking to each other.
What are you going to do defensively? Such separation with the height advantage in that matchup.
Stolen by Collins. And now here comes Collins leading the break. No good on the 3. And so it's Mitchell who brings up the ball for the Jazz. It's a 3-point game.
Well, to me, this is what great point guards do. Donovan Mitchell demonstrating just how skilled he is at connecting with open teammates.
Now, here is Young. A 14-point game for him in the win against the Lakers. Here's Herter. A 3-pointer off the mark. Looking at the last game for the Jazz, it was a win against the Raptors in Toronto. And it's Bogdanovich in the corner. Gobert, the pass to Conley. Oh, the lob to go.
Look out! Wow. Strong finish. Just great recognition from the athletic big man. Gobert finish off the nice pass.
In the air. It's Young on the wing. Down low, Capella. Gobert with the block.
This is Gobert's specialty. Twice on the pipes from the Stifle Tower.
Here's Mitchell. Oh, and the dunk by Mitchell.
How high was Donovan Mitchell? How pretty was that dunk? My goodness.
Outside Collins. He dishes it to Snell. Collins in the post, guarded by O'Neal. 6 on the shot clock. The putback, it's good on the putback.
Just has a nose for the ball. Capella skilled at gaining ideal position for those offensive rebounds.
Now, here's Mitchell. What a tremendous game he played against Toronto. Back to Gobert, and slam dunk by Gobert.
Well, there's a certain amount of awareness that you're responsible for having when you're Rudy Gobert, and he makes excellent use of his size right there.
Young against Conley. Young drives in. It's stolen by Gobert. Pass to Conley. Three-pointer. He's off on that one, and it's the Hawks taking it the other way. We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Young with no one around, but they get it back. Out to the wing. Back to Collins. Here's Capella, and that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. It's going to be on Rudy Gobert.
And the defense Capella provides is huge. I mean, a legitimate shot blocking threat who also rebounds the ball at an efficient rate.
Here's Mitchell. He's a guy that can score, no doubt, averaging over 25 points a game. And that one, good.
Yeah, Donovan Mitchell in the mid-range, making great use of what the defense is giving him.
And that does it for the first quarter. Jazz lead by 4. 2K Sports back in a moment here in Atlanta. And always interesting to hear from Donovan Mitchell, who recently...
Everybody had their reputations of what we...
And you know, Greg, Mitchell's going to be right in the middle of it, leading the way.
And on top of everything else he does, he's elite at getting his own shot. We've seen him carry this team offensively at times. Boy, he is special.
And hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. And guys, what's your take on Utah so far?
Guys, I love their defense in that first period. They were in position and just challenging shots.
Well, I think they combined great intelligence with great effort, and you can see the results.
We've got Bogdanovich. Clint Capella is out there with Okongwu. And it's Rajon Rondo. And it's Gallinari in at the 3. So that's the lineup for Atlanta. Out of bounds, Atlanta will take possession.
And we talk a lot about Mitchell's offense, and for a good reason, but the defense is also an area where he's excelled.
Oh, no doubt, Greg. We identify him with the offensive end of the floor because he's carried a burden for the Utah Jazz early in his career. But think about it. He's strong, athletic, long wingspan, excellent instincts. This guy has the potential to be one of the most impactful two-way players in today's NBA.
Here's Ingles after Rajon Rondo's bucket. Clarkson looking for an opening. Back to Ingles. Uncovered. They grabbed their own miss.
More good work on the glass there. When it's all said and done, I think rebounding might tell the story in this game.
Okongwu kicks to Bogdanovich, and he gets the whistle for the 3-second call. Utah leading. And there's the pass to Clarkson. Back to Mitchell. That's tipped and stolen by Bogdanovich. Oh, and a fast break for Atlanta. Rondo dishes to Bogdanovich. And too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation. We get a break in the action, so let's take a look at the West and how the teams are stacking up. You look at Utah, and not a surprise really to see them sitting there in that #1 spot in the conference. The excellent brand of basketball they've been putting on display lately has been terrific.
And you know, for the Jazz, every NBA season, there's always going to be some big surprises in store. And I think this season, they'd have to be considered one of the biggest of them all.
Oh, no question. And we're deep enough into the season to know, hey, this hasn't happened by accident. They are genuine contenders here.
Now here's Rondo. Gallinari outside. Pass to Bogdanovich. Just 5 to shoot. And the turnover again by Atlanta. Greg, you've always said to have a winning team, you need franchise players. Talk about the specific qualities you look for in those superstars that can catapult a team to greatness.
It's a great question, Kevin. Talent really isn't enough. You know, whether you lead vocally or by example, The agenda has to be winning, and your best players really define who your team is going to be. So the franchise caliber player is a much needed asset.
Ball's knocked loose. Clarkson with the ball. Now guarded by Bogdanovich. Clarkson passes to Ingles. Bounce pass Conley. Passes to Ingles. Lobs it up for Favors.
They're consistently finding ways to get the ball inside and taking full advantage.
The Hawks trail by 6. 1:58 left now here in the second. And once again off the mark by Atlanta.
Boy, against so little defensive pressure, you have to convert that.
And so the ball's out of bounds. Favors touched it last. Here we get a moment now to view the league's stingiest defenses. 5th, the Jazz.
This is a team that takes pride on the defensive side of the floor. I mean, they play hard and they play together. They are a tough group to score on.
Here's what Atlanta's going with right now. John Collins, he's checked in for Okongwu. Tony Snell comes in for Bogdanovich. And Trae Young subbed in for Rajon Rondo. Here's Conley following the basket by Trae Young. Oh, the lob to Gobert. Hammers the alley-oop through.
Oh, and the lead gets bigger on a ridiculous offensive sequence.
That dunk alone would have been spectacular. Never mind it coming at the end of an alley-oop.
I'm sure his teammates love having a guy like Collins on the receiving end of those alley-oops. As fun an assist as you'll get.
Now here's Conley. He picked up 15 points in their last win against the Raptors in Toronto.
And the other thing, guys, he really got after it on the backboards. What a complete game for this guy.
No good from the wing.
And the rebound battle split evenly thus far.
Young outside. And it's off from three-point range.
I'll tell you, you hate to pin this on one person, but his inefficiencies at the offensive end are holding this group back.
And it's Bogdanovich off the drive. And Bogdanovich throws it down.
Well, deceptive speed to me on that drive. Bogdanovich able to slice through the defense.
5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Here's Young. There it is, his second make of the game. He's missed 5.
And they've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball in the paint.
Over to the left wing. Gallinari against O'Neal. Back to Conley. Shoots from the high post. That one doesn't go.
Maybe he rushes that just a little bit, who knows, but he couldn't have gotten a better look than that.
Thanks, David. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the third quarter underway.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey again, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson. Shaq is here. Kenny's here. You're watching the... Look at the history of the Utah Jazz. No championships, but 2 finals appearances and a... And that...
We've got second half action for you, and if the next couple quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. And so it's Atlanta with it, trailing by 4. After this one, they take on the Clippers at the Staples Center. They've packed their bags for a long one, as that'll be the first of 7 straight on the road. And so in the game for the Jazz, Conley runs the point with Mitchell flanking him. O'Neal is out there with Bogdanovich, and it's Gobert in at the center position. Shot clock at 2. From deep three-point range, the shot no good. O'Neal with the defensive effort. Utah leading by 4. From downtown, it's hauled in by Clint Capella. Capella's got 6 rebounds now in the game. And Young, here we go. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Young's got the first points to start out the third quarter for Atlanta. Outside Conley. To the middle. And Gobert kicks to Conley. Over Young. Second shot opportunity. To the wing on the left. Here's O'Neal. The offensive rebound. Gobert. Another miss. Boy, they had their chance there, but couldn't get it to go.
Not a terrific start here in the second half. 4 attempts, nothing to show for it.
Conley against Young. For the tie. Gobert pulls it in. Gobert's got 8 rebounds in this game. Here's Mitchell. And then Mitchell at the dunk.
Boy, if he's got momentum, you better step back. Donovan Mitchell on his way to the cup.
The Hawks trail by 4. And here's Young from the arc. Bangs home the trifecta. Young's got 9 points.
The D just sagged off just enough and no hesitation on his part.
Gobert finds Conley. Oh, the lob to Gobert. Rebound, Atlanta. Capella's got rebound number 7 for him tonight. Young against Conley. For the lead. Here's Capella. The kick out to Young. Another miss by Young. Utah's gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. In the corner, O'Neal with it. Here's Bogdanovich. Here's Gobert. Kicks it out to Mitchell. Conley surveying the D. Here's Gobert. Kicks it out to Mitchell. Right side, Conley. Oh, the lob to Gobert. It's intercepted. Young way outside. Here's Collins. And the layup's good off the glass.
Becoming a true force on the offensive glass. Love how hard Collins goes after those second chance opportunities.
Mitchell wide open. And it's Bogdanovich in the corner. Collins against O'Neal. Oh, and he plucks it off the glass. Wow. Clock at 2. Gobert. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. And the Jazz lead by 1.
This guy's so dangerous on the offensive glass, and you'll love to see it jam it home and leave no doubt.
And he has been ice cold from beyond the arc here since halftime, and he continues yet to fire away. He has got to tone it down if he wants to help his team.
Pass to O'Neal. Over Collins. Up again. Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. That gives him a double-double in this one. 10 points and 15 rebounds. Young against Conley. Back to Young. Lets it go with the 3. Again, Young missing.
Their game plan needs to change if they're going to get out of this hole, because he is just not there offensively.
They get it again. Picked his pocket. 1 second separating the shot clock and game clock. Lob pass to Capella. Stolen by Mitchell. O'Neal inside. Working on Collins. O'Neal misses. On its way from Young for 2. Offline. It's still anybody's game as we've reached the end of 3. It's the Jazz leading by 3. We'll be back shortly live from State Farm Arena. And let's take this opportunity now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And how about the floor generalship right here? I mean, showing us why they're always in good hands when he's the man in charge.
Well, this is exactly what you're looking for from your point guard. Survey the floor, serve it up on time and on target.
Well, this has been a great contest so far, and I imagine the fourth quarter could have even more action in store for us. A moment now to reset the lineups, brought to us by Gatorade, all fueled up here for the fourth quarter. On the court for Atlanta, Rajon Rondo is out there with Bogdanovich. Then it's Collins. Then it's Okongwu. And it's Gallinari in at the 3 spot. Mitchell looking it over. Lobs it up for Favors. And there's another turnover by the Jazz.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
How about that strong defensive performance for this half's Mobile 1 block?
And read the plate perfectly. Gets himself in the air at the right moment. Terrific denial.
Favors against Rondo. Gallinari outside. Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. Bogdanovich up top. He's covered by Clarkson. Snatched up. From deep. Bogdanovich, no luck. So Favors will bring it up for the Utah Jazz. They lead by 1. When this game is done, they'll be off to Chicago as they take on the Bulls. That team is a little road weary right now. That is the 6th consecutive game away from home. Shooting foul as the... And yep, we thought we might see it. And the coach's challenge has been triggered on the personal foul call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Inside. Mitchell's shot is good. And the Jazz lead by 1.
What area of the floor can't Donovan Mitchell score from? This guy, terrific job on the interior.
And they double up Rondo. Outside Bogdanovich. Off the mark there with the 3-point shot. The Jazz have gone 1 of 4 since the end of the 3rd quarter.
Well, defensively, if you allow him to get this close, you're playing with fire. He just happened to miss that one.
Collins in the post. There's Gallinari with the 3. A rebound by the Jazz. Favors got his 5th rebound in this one. To the inside, Mitchell. A shot's good on the assist by Ingles. Ingles has got his 3rd assist on the night. Rondo against Ingles. Rondo dishes to Bogdanovich. The pass to Gallinari. Launches it. And once again off the mark by Atlanta. Utah leading by 3. Here's Mitchell. It's that one through the hole, make him now 7 of 13 in this game.
Donovan Mitchell might be young, but this guy is fearless and capable of big-time opportunity making.
It's stolen by Ingles. A bit under 3.5 minutes have passed here in the 4th. Niang kicks to Ingles. Got a hand on it. Collins with it. Dish now to Okongwu. And the basket is good. Okongwu's now got his 1st basket.
And you want him taking big shots for you in big moments. That one was as easy as it gets.
Boy, when it's this close, you try not to give up these kinds of buckets. Boy, you got to do better defensively.
Oh, and there's the alley-oop. Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. Rondo passes to Okongwu. An emphatic alley-oop jam.
Yeah, Rondo just knows how to wheel and deal. Has that exceptional feel for when one of his guys is open.
And now here's Rondo, the fast break opportunity. Good!
So much riding on that shot. What a bucket.
I'll tell you, that changes things, doesn't it? Good job, young fella. What a game.
High post Favors. Mitchell against Bogdanovich. And there's another turnover by the Jazz.
That could be costly. When the game is hanging in the balance, the last thing you can afford is to turn it over.
Atlanta making some changes. Clint Capella, he's checked in for Okongwu, and Kevin Huerter subbed in for Collins. So Utah going with an almost entirely new group. Rudy Gobert, he's checked in for Favors. O'Neal comes in for George Niang. Bogdanovich, he's checked in for Joe Ingles, and it's Conley in for Mitchell. And Bogdanovich kicks to Rondo. Second chance shot, money!
And they do have a foul to give. A three and nothing but a three will do here.
You've got to keep your composure and execute to get a quality look from three.
And those second chance points really become almost like bonus points when you can get them.
Rondo scanning the floor. The three. Off target with that shot. And so the big win by Atlanta in a tight game. That was a fun night of basketball and fabulous finish as they continued to. Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that'll do it. game. Good evening and welcome to tonight's presentation. D8.
Kevin, thanks very much.
Much needed indeed, David. Thank you. A look at Atlanta's opening lineup. Hunter at the 3 with Collins at the 4. Young and Herter make up the back. And it's Capella in at the 5 spot. And for the Suns, Booker and Bridges are the wings. Jay Crowder out there with DeAndre Ayton. And it's Paul in at the point guard position. And it's Ayton missing.
Well, DeAndre Ayton is a walking double-double. This guy has a huge physical advantage on the nights that he's playing other bigs, whether that's by his size or his ability to run the floor. And if he comes out with an aggressive mentality, he could really punish some teams throughout the course of a regular season.
Pass to Young. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast. And some think that Ayton has a chance to be in a class with some of the great big men we've seen, be it Ewing or Robinson, Hakeem. I mean, those are very lofty standards. Brent, how does he get there?
It's a great question. I think when you talk about it, Kevin, you got to look at the defensive end. And those names that you just mentioned on a nightly basis were a force behind anybody on the perimeter. When they came into that house, it was defended. If Ayton gets there, he's got a big opportunity.
To the left wing. And the wide open shot from Paul. Offline with his 3.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
Young taking his time here. Offensive rebound. Capella. For 3. No good on that one. And Phoenix will come the other way. Outside Crowder. Capella against Ayton. Rebound Atlanta.
No, it's early, but going 0 for 4 to start a game can make a team get a little bit tight.
Here's Herter, defended by Crowder. Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop. And Phoenix pushing it up now. Bridges leading the charge. Young with the ball. He's picked up by Paul. Young outside. Greg, how hard is it to maintain focus this time of year when you know you're on a championship contending team?
You know, some of that I think depends on the leadership you have in your locker room. Certain guys just keep everybody engaged and motivated. And you know what? You've got to break the season down into chapters to help yourself with the motivation, because sometimes that season can be so long and it's hard to stay focused in the present when you start thinking about the postseason.
And finished off by Collins.
Yeah, you could tell Hunter knew he was open, did not hesitate to find him.
Now here's Booker. Not a lot of room. Passes it to Bridges. To the middle. They need this one. Here's Ayton. And that one is good with the extra effort on the glass.
Uncovered at the rim, finding cracks in the defense here early on.
Just really smart basketball and exploiting whatever holes that he's seeing right now in the defensive squad.
And the layup is good.
With that now, only 2 of 7 to start the game. Not the start he was hoping for.
1:32 left to play here in the first. Young against Paul. Young outside. Out left to the wing. Atlanta needs to get off a shot here. A three-pointer off the mark.
Well, if he's going to keep shooting, they've got to run some plays for him. Screens, pick and rolls, anything they can do to get him started.
Three-pointer. Traps in the tray. Young's got 5 now.
Yeah, Trae Young exploring the limits of his range in this one.
Booker outside. the scoring column with that bucket. 1 for 2 this game.
And they've scored several times already here in the first quarter on the inside.
Out to the right wing. Here's Herter, defended by Booker. And there's the whistle, 3-second violation. And the Suns with a completely new group on the floor. The Atlanta making some changes. Suns trail by 3. Payne finds Saric. Okongwu grabs the board.
He gets a lot of points right there at the rim, but the defense determined not to give up the easy deuce there.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Hawks will retain possession.
A split second late, but almost came up with a steal there.
Real close, and I'm sure next time you might time that a little bit better and get a hand on it. That's just poor communication between those two. The passer has to make sure his teammate is established, and the teammate has to know the pass is coming. See, that's communication.
Carter on the wing. Here's Johnson. That one falls, coming off Carter's feet.
I love the ball movement there. He put that on a silver platter. Just served him up.
And stolen by Payne. At the end of one, a closely contested game so far. It's Atlanta. When it comes to the art of providing leadership, CP3.
The guys on the team already tell me.
Well said. He does a great job of keeping everyone involved and on the same page.
And Kevin, he practices what he preaches. He plays the right way and motivates his teammates to do the same.
And buenas noches, basketball fans. It's Latin night here on 2K Sports. And you might have noticed the custom jerseys worn by the players. And what do you guys think about the Hawks here in this one?
Stingy on the defensive end in that first quarter. They were just getting up into people.
Just a great job, really, of making the game ugly, trying to muck it up a little bit out there.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, as the second quarter gets going. On the court for Atlanta, back Gallinari. Tony Snell is out there with Rajon Rondo. Then there's Bogdanovic. And it's Okongwu in at the 5, down low. The drive by Rondo, and it's good for 2.
Well, right now, Rondo just cutting through there with not much effort, and the speed took over.
The Suns trailing. Carter outside to the paint. It's stolen by Rondo. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. And we've got a quick moment now to take a look at the long-term rebounding numbers over several seasons for Clint Capella.
On the boards, he's been a much bigger presence these last few years than he had been prior. And he can be counted on now to make an impact with his rebounding. And that's a product of all the work he's put in down low.
Catching up on the changes for Phoenix. Torrey Craig, he's checked in for Johnson. And Langston Galloway subbed in for Carter. You know, Greg, when you were in New York, you were on a super team of sorts. Compare that to the super teams they're forming now in the NBA.
Oh, we've always had super teams. And this misnomer that this is something that's just come about with this era is, to me, absurd. You've always had it. Whether the difference nowadays is I think the players have more say in where they go. And they can orchestrate how a team is constructed, but it's always existed. And the reality is this: you become a super team when you win a lot.
Sure.
And that's what really dictates how super your team is.
And I need to see some more assertiveness out of these defenders.
Outside for Rondo. Back to Snell. Oh, and there's the alley-oop. And stolen by Payne. Here's Galloway. Atlanta with the rebound. And going against Phoenix, their first meeting of the season. Down low. Takes the assist and lays it in. Picked out the pass nicely. Snell's got it all tied up now for the Hawks. And for Atlanta, they come in off a good outing against the Lakers in Los Angeles. Saric, that's good.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
The Hawks have gone 2 of 4 shooting the ball here in the second. Outside Rondo. Inside.
Pretty much an unpredictable player, at least where the passes are coming from. That's really what makes Rondo so hard to guard in pick and roll.
Now about 3 minutes gone in this second quarter of basketball. There's Galloway. He's averaging a bit over 5 points a game. He feeds it to Šarić. Okongwu grabs the board.
For him, it's harder to miss that shot than it is to make that shot. I think he was anticipating a bit of a bump there.
And Phoenix pushing it up now. Ahead. Šarić, that's good. Šarić has got the lead up to 2 now for Phoenix.
And they've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
As we get a break in the action now, let's take a look at the East and how the teams are stacking up. You look at the Hawks. They're 4th in the conference and looking to make a move the latter part of the season.
And I think for the Hawks, they weren't really being talked about as contenders coming into the season, but they have entered that conversation.
They're in the thick of it, and I think they got an attitude that's well suited for the pressure and intensity of playoff basketball. So when the postseason arrives, look out for this team.
Here's Paul. Good. And a nice assist from Booker. Paul's got the lead back up to 2 now for the Suns.
And after that ragged first quarter, they're getting some momentum, some confidence. Nice flow.
Hawks have gone 4 of 6 from the field here in the second. Rondo with the ball. Now guarded by Crowder. Rondo looking around. And Chris Paul picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Phoenix making some changes. Johnson, he's checked in for Mikal Bridges. And it's Carter in for Chris Paul. And the Hawks will go for a different look here. Collins checked in for Okongwu. DeAndre Hunter comes in for Gallinari. Kevin Huerter, he's checked in for Bogdanovic. And Trae Young subbed in for Rajon Rondo. Some firepower from this offense tonight.
Yeah, they got a nice groove going right now offensively.
The pass to Ayton. Shoots over Capella. And there's Ayton, and that's good on the assist from Carter.
Nice pass there to set that basket up.
Now 8 seconds separating the 2 clocks. Young fires away from outside. And once again off the mark by Atlanta.
He missed that one, but I've seen him drill shots from that distance in warm-up.
Oh, no, I know he can make it, but that's warm-ups, so maybe just a step too far.
And now here comes Collins leading the break. Lays it up off the glass. Collins has got 6.
John Collins can run as a big and impressive right there in the open court.
For 3, Booker, and that shot was up in time but doesn't go in. And that'll do it for the first half. A competitive game so far. Suns. Thank you, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of action following halftime.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back to 2K Sports, everybody. For the Suns, the first quarter was pretty even. Their biggest deficit was 6 points in the opening period. And that'll...
Second half of basketball upon us. We may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game that's been so far. And so it's Young who brings it up for the Atlanta Hawks.
And Devin Booker had surgery on that right hand back in the summer of 2018. Took the opportunity to work on his left hand, and ever since, his game has just gone to another level.
You wonder how much confidence, GA, he's had in making plays, not only scoring the ball with the left hand, but assisting with the left hand, and what that's opened up for him in terms of opportunities to be more effective as an offensive weapon.
Booker and Bridges are the wings. Andre Ayton out there with Jay Crowder. And it's Paul in at the 1. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Suns. Booker dishes to Ayton. And oh, he jams it right over Clint Capella. Wow.
How about Ayton going up there and showing off a little bit of his skill with the half turn?
And about a minute of action so far in the third quarter. Young for 3, sinks the three-pointer. He's got 8.
He's going to punish you if you leave him open. He's more than willing to take the open three when he's got it.
Here's Paul. No good. Shot missing. Collins with some nice D. And here's Young from the arc. Collins. It's good on the putback. And the Hawks lead by 1.
Yeah, that's where John Collins sets up shop down in the paint. Quick and athletic. Able to corral the miss.
Paul with the ball. He's picked up by Collins. Ball against Collins. Paul passes to Ayton. And a great assist by Paul as that one goes in. Ayton's got 4 points in the quarter.
Unselfish play of Chris Paul there. Has a knack for knowing when to get his guys when they're wide open.
Paul with the steal. Ayton against Capella. Ayton dishes to Crowder. Young outside. And there's the foul on Jay Crowder. That is his first foul of the game. Phoenix making some changes. Sharch checked in for DeAndre Ayton. Torrey Craig comes in for Jay Crowder. And Langston Galloway subbed in for Booker. And the Hawks will go for a different look here. Gallinari, he's checked in for John Collins. Bogdan Bogdanovic comes in for DeAndre Hunter. Tony Snell's checked in for Kevin Huerter. Rajon Rondo is subbed in for Trae Young. Paul outside to the wing right side. Over Rondo. And he gets the friendly spin, and that one drops. Paul's got 6. Greg, who are your favorite players to watch in the NBA?
Well, that's a tough one. You know, you got to like the guys that have changed the game in some regards, right? Steph, KD, and Giannis. Those are 3 guys that are just doing things that don't seem normal.
True.
Then others who remind you of past greatness. You know, Jason Tatum with Kobe, or maybe an Anthony Davis with Hakeem, and those are guys that I love. And then the other guy, listen, LeBron James, I could watch him play basketball every day. You know, to do what he's done at this stage of his career, I just think it's incredible, and I think our game is in great shape.
Agree on all counts. Clock is at 3. Snell, the putback, and it's put back up and in by Capella. And the Hawks lead by 3.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
The Suns have gone 3 of 6 in the third quarter, 50% from the field. That's going to be over and back, not watching for the line that time. A big group substitution here for Phoenix. Kaminsky, he's checked in for Torrey Craig. Johnson comes in for Bridges. Carter, he's checked in for Langston Galloway. And Cameron Payne subbed in for Chris Paul. DeAndre Hunter, he's checked in for the Hawks. Bogdanovic passes to Rondo. Lob pass to Capella. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Rondo. Well, you know your low post players are going to take a lot of trips to the foul line. So it helps to have big men who can drain free throws like this group can. Number 1, Gallinari.
You know, he's got a great rhythm and form at the foul line. Sometimes we don't see that in the big fellas, but he is automatic up there.
And now the fast break. Gallinari with the ball. Good. And it's Rondo who picks up the assist. Rondo's got 3 assists tonight.
And Gallo knows how to finish through contact. Excellent touch from there from the big fella.
Johnson outside. Left side, Sharch. Phoenix, no good that time either.
Yeah, my expectations were that he was not going to miss that one. He handles that kind of defense, especially on the inside.
Rondo kicks to Capella. The Hawks working the ball around. Hunter with it. Johnson on him. Rondo with the ball. Now guarded by Payne. Atlanta gets it back. Here's Capella. The layup off target. Johnson surveying the floor. The shot by Carter. Nobody around. And that's going to do it for the third quarter. Hawks ahead as they wrap up the third. And it's time now to bring you our State Farm assist of the game.
And how about the floor generalship right here? I mean, showing us why they're always in good hands when he's the man in charge.
Great hands, great vision. That makes great things happen for your offense.
Well, this has been a great contest so far, and I imagine the fourth quarter could have even more action in store for us. Fourth quarter on the court for the Hawks. Herter the 2 with Hunter at the 3. Gallinari is out there with Collins, and it's Young in at the point. Johnson for 3. No good that time. So Atlanta will take it the other way. After this one, they take on the Clippers at the Staples Center. And it's Hunter with the jam.
Well, we know that Trae Young is a phenomenal passer, which is why you just can't leave him open like that.
Booker with no one around and a little luck that time, but it drops.
And that was the right call. When you need a basket, go to the guys you trust the most.
Yeah, whether it's teammates or the coaching staff, hopefully a combination of both, but when it gets close, he's getting the ball.
Here's Young. Dishes it to Collins. Launches a 3. They get the rebound. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. And the Hawks lead by 7.
Oh, well, Collins is a high flyer, and if you don't box him out, you're going to get stuff like that.
Good chance here for Booker. Gallinari with the rebound. Gallinari's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Young for 3. Rebounded by DeAndre Ayton. Ayton's got his 4th rebound in this one.
Not great numbers, but great effort in this one. Sounds funny, but I think he's been a positive for them.
And here's Johnson outside. Rebound by the Hawks. Collins has got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight.
And hard work on the glass. Once again, guys, they put a lot of effort and focus on the backboard. And he's trying to shoot his way out of it. You know, they have the lead, but honestly, I think it might help if he'd be a little bit more selective tonight.
With him struggling tonight, they need to find some other options out there to keep themselves in the game.
Young from outside connects from 3-point range. Young's got the lead up to 10 now for Atlanta.
Well, the D has done a very poor job at contesting him from outside, guys. He's tearing into them right now, and they cannot stop him.
The 3. Gets a hand on it, and Collins is right there.
D has been just completely helpless and turned around. He's so dangerous when he's in this kind of rhythm.
Outside Crowder. To the inside. Here's Ayton. Phoenix no good that time either. The Hawks leading by 12. Young with the ball. Now guarded by Booker. Young dishes to Collins. Pass to Gallinari. Back to Young. Pass to Gallinari. From about 16. And misses it off the right side of the rim.
Probably not the shot that was drawn up for that possession, but you can't pass it up, and you can't knock it down.
And so the coach's challenge here comes into play. The coach protesting the personal foul call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video reviews showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Here's Crowder, and 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. That's on DeAndre Hunter.
Yeah, the defender all over.
Free throw good, Crowder. Bridges, he's checked in for Phoenix. Paul comes in for Cameron Payne. Clint Capella, he's checked in for the Hawks. And here's Young. He'll bring it up for the Hawks. Here in the fourth, they've allowed just 4 points. Hawks passing it around. Passes it to Hunter. Trying to break that ice-cold streak. Up again, and it's put back up and in by Capella.
No question as to which team gave the better effort tonight. A dominant performance and an outstanding win for Atlanta.
Their inside game was what secured them the win tonight.
They had their way in the paint, and those are all high percentage shots, but the defense couldn't stop them from getting down low.
And you can mark this one down in the W column. It'll mark their 23rd of the season.
They can chalk this one up, but these two teams will see plenty more of one another before the season's over.
And you know, looking back at all the contributions tonight, it was a really phenomenal all-around game for John Collins.
He was doing everything right, and the points came in bunches. Definitely had the hot hand.
They've been doing a great job of sharing the ball.
And guys, Sade comes to mind for me because right now that offense, it's a smooth operator.
Here we go, one-on-one. Here's Herter. He's covered by Ayton. Lets it go from deep. Atlanta gets it back. Capella, Crowder with the steal. A nice shot by Booker.
Well, Booker being assertive on offense when the defense isn't playing him tight enough. He's taking full advantage.
And so Atlanta takes this one by a big margin. They came in here and took care of business like they... Thank you, David. Great interview once again. Well, folks, that's going to... And the starting lineups have concluded. So, welcome, everyone, to NBA basketball. DA.
Hey, Kevin, thank you.
Thank you, DA. And checking out Utah's opening lineup, Conley and Mitchell, the talented backcourt pair. O'Neal is out there with Rudy Gobert. And it's Bogdanovich in at the 3, the small forward. And for the Suns, Booker and Bridges are the wings. Andre Ayton out there with Jay Crowder. And it's Paul in at the point. Inside, here's Mitchell. Oh, and he plucks it off the glass. Wow. Crowder with it. He's picked up by O'Neal. Paul outside. Couple terrific centers in tonight's matchup here. Great pivots, but center matchups are far from traditional, it seems like, these days.
No doubt about it, Kevin. Once you get into this now small ball mindset, this positionless game, I mean, you're seeing guys as short as P.J. Tucker play the 5 because, listen, when you're 25 feet from the basket, if I'm 6'2" and you're 7'2", I can still guard you. So because of the spacing now, it allows you the luxury to play smaller.
Tries again, and Ayton with the layup.
A towering presence on the offensive glass. Ayton uses his height well to keep possessions alive.
O'Neal passes to Mitchell. Nice ball movement by Utah. Rejected by Crowder. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Jazz will retain possession. Utah with the ball. And Gobert kicks to Bogdanovich. Just 4 to shoot. The putback.
I'll tell you what, Ayton is a very good defender. Moves his feet well and has the length to alter shots.
No good from Booker. Jazz have gone just 1 for 5 from the field to start the quarter. Conley into the lane. Drops in the layup for 2.
Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rack. And where's the help defensively?
No excuse. You have to be aware. He should be on your radar all the time.
Here's Paul. Michael Conley making his last shot. Lets it go from 11. And that one's good. Ayton's got his second bucket.
And likes the view from there. He's a strong mid-range shooter.
And with that height, he can get a clean look on any shot at any time.
Now here's Gobert. Back to Conley. There's the pass to Mitchell. Bridges with the steal. Fast break. Here come the Suns. Here's Ayton. Misses off the left iron. Jazz have gone 2 of 6 from the field. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. And he's got his first free throw of the game. That's good from O'Neal. Phoenix making some changes. Sharch checked in for Ayton. Johnson comes in for Bridges. And Cameron Payne subbed in for Chris Paul. Clarkson, he's checked in for the Jazz.
Money from the stripe. He does a great job night in and night out.
Now here's Booker. 26 points for him last game against the Lakers. It's stolen by Gobert. And here's the break. Here's O'Neal. And the dunk by O'Neal.
The hands of Gobert are consistently moving, which is why he comes up with these steals.
Payne passes to Saric. Over Gobert. And the Suns miss again.
You expect him to make that, especially from that distance.
Conley finds Gobert. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
Nice job by Rudy Gobert. What concentration on that shot by the big fella.
Suns trail by 4. And first quarter, we're about 3.5 minutes in. Johnson against Bogdanovich. Jazz have gone 50% from the field to this point, 4 of 8. Here's O'Neal, and the dunk by O'Neal.
And his teammates appreciate the unselfishness. Bogdanovich willing to get it to his open guys.
I mean, not only does Bogdanovich stretch the floor, but he can really stretch it from beyond 30 feet.
Greg, he is blessed with incredible range and a quick trigger, might I add. You have to stay connected to Bogdanovich defensively because he can go on scoring tears where there's just no stopping him.
Now Conley, after Devin Booker missing on that last three-pointer. Shot clock at 3. Here's Gobert, and slam dunk by Gobert.
See, this is where the better conditioning comes in. Rudy Gobert able to stay active.
Payne looking around. 32 seconds left in the first quarter. The shot by Sharch, no good.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
Now here's Conley. He picked up 15 points in their last win against the Raptors in Toronto. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. It's going to be on Sharch.
You know, it's tough to deal with the quickness of Mike Conley. I wouldn't want to do it.
And the second free throw, good. There's 14 seconds left to play in the first. Here's Sharch. Misses, and the dry spell continues. Up top Favors. And no luck with that time on the buzzer beater. And so it's the Utah Jazz ahead by 9. Well, recently, Chris Paul talked about adding some...
It sounds so generic to say we have fun.
Yeah, from what we've seen, Greg, these guys naturally get along.
And you add in the guiding hand of Chris Paul. This team can beat anyone on any night because they're so connected.
We welcome you back to Noche Latina. Becoming an annual tradition is always here on 2K Sports and always exciting. And guys, from what we've been watching with the Jazz, what are you guys seeing out there?
Hey, why take jump shots when you can get your points at the rim?
Especially at the start. You want to get something positive going and establish your rhythm.
Frank Kaminsky is out there with Dario Saric. Then there's Carter. And it's Craig in at the small forward. That's who's out there for Phoenix.
We've talked about it before. Unselfish, great awareness. Ingles willing to turn down the shot if someone can break free.
Saric, that's good.
Unselfish, moving the ball. Love to see this kind of offense.
Jazz leading by 9. Here in the second quarter with a little over a minute gone. Stolen. Fast break, here come the Suns. Carter leading the charge. And yes, it's good.
Langston Galloway with a nice assist. Hopefully we can see more of this.
Pass to Clarkson. On the wing, Ingles. Got a piece of it. Stolen by Carter. And oh, here we go. Carter's got it in the fast break chance. Pass to Craig. The rebound by Niang.
And hard work on the glass. Once again, guys, they put a lot of effort and focus on the backboards.
A lot of great young players in this league. Donovan Mitchell has the edge and hunger right now.
And Phoenix has possession after the basket by Utah. And with that shot, the Jazz lead is cut to just 7 points in the basket from Galloway.
And really, it's been a major aspect of their offense in the early stages here. Their success working the ball inside and getting points from close range.
Now, here's Clarkson. An 11-point game for him in the win against Toronto. Lobs it up for Favors. Up high to stuff the alley-oop. And this time of year, Steve, is when we see a lot of players start to lose their edge. A lot of games in the rearview mirror, but the playoffs are still a ways off.
Well, Kevin, for the great teams, this is when you snap into more focus. This is the time of year to get into the postseason mode. Usually those teams and players that fall off, they're usually on losing teams.
Here's Mitchell. After the basket by Dario Saric. Now, here's Mitchell. Looking for Favors. He gets it there. Takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
The chemistry Favors has with his teammates is outstanding. Really punches the basket through the rim on these alley-oop jams.
He just punched the ticket on that one. That'll get the job done.
Powerful two-hand jam. Here's Mitchell after the Suns pick up 2. And there's the whistle. That goes on Frank Kaminsky. That's his first foul. So for the Suns, Ayton, he's checked in for Šarić. Mikal Bridges comes in for Torrey Craig. And it's Paul in for Carter. So Utah going with an almost entirely new group here. Gobert, he's checked in for Favors. Royce O'Neal comes in for George Niang. Bogdanovich, he's checked in for Joe Ingles. And it's Conley in for Clarkson. And here are the Suns now, following the three-pointer by Utah. Back to Paul. Here's Galloway. Gobert with the block.
With plays like that, Gobert can start to get in your head. He covers so much ground.
Bridges against Bogdanovich. Back to Gobert. 4 on the shot clock. That one drops for him. Gobert's got the lead up to 12 now for the Jazz. For Phoenix, they've gotten just over 50% of their shots to drop here in the second quarter. They're 5 for 9. And Paul launches it from deep. O'Neal with the rebound.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
Mitchell kicks to Bogdanovich. To the middle, looking for Gobert. He gets it there. The Jazz need to get off a shot here. Out of bounds, Phoenix takes possession.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
Suns trail by 12. On the wing, Booker. Pass to Ayton. Off target at the rim. Got it up. And that one is off. And so it's Utah. Thanks for the great interview, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of basketball following halftime.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back to 2K Sports. Utah finds themselves ahead after 2 quarters. They are leading by 12. And
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next 2 quarters are any different from the first 2. So far, it has been a runaway. And it's Mitchell with the ball for the Utah Jazz. The 12-point lead, their biggest of the game.
And when you talk about certain players having that it factor, Donovan Mitchell fits that bill.
He does. Confident in his approach, GA. Fearless on his attack. Donovan Mitchell is one of those guys who can go off for 50 if you let him get into rhythm. As long as he's in Utah, that team will remain competitive.
So on the floor for Utah, Conley runs the point with Mitchell flanking him. Bogdanovich out there with O'Neal. And it's Gobert in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. It's Bogdanovich on the wing. Mitchell against Booker. Mitchell trying to free himself. Gobert can't hit. Suns trail by 10. Here's Booker. Crowder off the mark, had a chance to trim it to single digits. Fast break, here come the Jazz. And then Mitchell with the dunk.
Push, push, push the basketball and get out of his way. Donovan Mitchell, fantastic on the break.
And so the ball is out of bounds. Bogdanovich touched it last.
And he jumped out to that ball immediately. Great reaction on that deflection.
A little bit late there, but you tried to get into your opponent's head. Force them to go somewhere else with the ball, and he did that.
Derek Favors checked in for Utah. Joe Ingles comes in for Donovan Mitchell. Shot by Crowder, no good. Utah leading by 12. Over in the corner, Conley. Back to Bogdanovich. Nice ball movement by Utah. Favors finds Ingles. Right wing, 5 on the clock. Here's Conley. They get it again. And it's Favors slamming it down.
You love the effort of Favors on the glass. He's a scrappy player who comes away with second chance opportunities for his club.
Now here's Paul. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. 3-on-3 from deep Ingles. A three-pointer is right on target.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Bridges shot good.
Totally unselfish play there from Aiden. Sends the ball to someone with a wide open look.
Conley, the pass to Bogdanovich. And here is Ingles. Here's Bogdanovich. They've been leaning on him for a decent chunk of their offense. He's averaging over 15 points a game.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Suns trail by 17. 3 minutes gone now in the third quarter. That shot wide open. Paul's got his first bucket of the night.
Smooth, patient. Chris does a good job of working over that in-between area.
Outside, Bogdanovich kicks it to Conley. Lets it go from 14. Favors dishes to Gobert. And there's the pass to Ingles. Conley against Paul. Bogdanovich passes to Favors. Shoots over Crowder. It's not going to go for him. So Phoenix will take it the other way. Paul with the three. Knocks down the three ball. Paul's got 5 now.
And over the years, Chris has really honed in on making the three-point shot. Understands how important it is.
And it's Bogdanovich in the corner. 56 seconds left to play in the third. Conley, the pass to Bogdanovich. Pulls it up. That's another one for him. His 5th in just 7 shots.
They're doing a really good job of getting the ball inside and attacking the paint. That's an area they have completely dominated.
Paul can't get it to go. Jazz leading by 14. Back to Favors. Outside, Bogdanovich. Conley against Paul. Conley kicks to Ingles. Conley left side. Over Paul. Conley's shot is off. And here's Booker. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. And Ayton stays with it.
And this is why you got to put a body on Aiden. When you don't, he torches you with the putback.
And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. Jazz lead by 12. And a quick look now at the State Farm assist of the game.
And he sliced the D wide open with his feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
Creating plays for others, it's an art form, but it's also a discipline. Fantastic job.
And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. Dario Saric is out there with Johnson. Then there's Carter. Then it's Payne, and it's Craig in at the 3 slot. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Suns. Carter, the pass to Saric. That's in there. Carter with the assist. Carter's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight.
And how about capitalizing there in close? Saric has the touch to take advantage from just about anywhere.
Mitchell outside. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
I mean, a tough matchup. Donovan Mitchell is too explosive, too strong, and he's only going to get better.
First free throw is good. We know how important the draft is, Greg. It can shape an organization. Talk about some of the best draft day deals of the last couple decades. There have been a lot of them.
Oh, there have been a few. I mean, just coming to mind here recently, how about when Kawhi was traded to the Spurs? That was a huge get. Go back
George
to, how
Hill.
about Kobe going to the Lakers? McHale and Parrish coming to the Celtics. I mean, we've seen that happen quite a bit. And I tell you what, boy, it can really transform a franchise's future.
A nice shot by Booker.
Not just an outside shooter. Booker is also skilled at getting it done from that area as well.
Back to Clarkson. All sorts of time. Jump shot is good. Clarkson's got his first 2 points of the night.
I love that they're continuing to attack despite being up big.
I'm impressed with their intensity tonight. They came in focused and they've executed.
And then Mitchell with the dunk.
You've got to trust your receiver to go get that pass. Did you see Donovan Mitchell catch and finish in the same motion?
It's stolen by Gobert. In transition, here come the Jazz. Count that one. And the Jazz lead by 16.
In the flick of a switch, going from defense to offense.
That was great anticipation on the steal. A gamble that paid off.
Payne finds Sharch. The shot misses. And it's Utah the other way.
Yeah, it's been about the rebounding. Really, that's the dividing line in this game.
Out to the wing. O'Neal against Johnson. Takes the three. He can't get that one. And so Booker will bring it up for Phoenix. They trail by 16. And he hits it and gets hacked on the play. A three-point possibility if he can convert the free throw.
Yeah, he earned that one. I mean, taking the hit and still able to get that one to go down.
Mike Conley's checked in for Jordan Clarkson.
And the toughness Saric provides is an important component. A physical, strong forward who does whatever is asked of him.
Mitchell left side. It's Bogdanovich on the wing. Lets it go with a three. Utah leading by 13. Conley dishes to Gobert. That's in there. Conley with the assist. And that's 12 points for Rudy Gobert.
What a game for Rudy. We don't expect this every night, but it's an encouraging sign.
And all you got to do is look at the rebounding margin as to why they hold the lead.
Effort's been there, check mark. The physicality, check mark. They set the tone for this game early on.
The putback controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
Well, credit them for maintaining that aggression, even being up this much.
They don't want to leave no chance for a comeback. Just focus on playing the right way.
Pass to O'Neal. Mitchell looking it over. Well, players now, Steve, seem to have a lot more power to demand a trade. Talk about what that does for the future of small market teams.
You know, Kevin, I think, let's be honest, it makes it tougher for the small market teams. The one solution, I think, is if you have a team that is very close-knit, if you get the right superstar and he's happy, if you have a chance to maybe win a championship, that keeps those stars in place.
Out of bounds, Phoenix will take possession.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest, just a total obliteration, if you will. And you can safely say mission accomplished now for Utah.
As one-sided as it gets today, you know, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, it's hard to think of what didn't go right for them. Game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was just on target.
And so taking a look at their season record, this will be win number 31 on the year. And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and looking at the stats just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for Rudy Gobert.
You have to love the way that he was closing out on defensive trips. He would always body up, and it's why he ended with so many boards.
And the Suns with a completely new group on the floor. Carter against Conley. Pass to Hughes. Here's Oney. And here's Conley outside. Passes to Oni. Three-pointer. Rebound by the Suns. Here's Craig. Here's Galloway. And the layup falls.
Langston Galloway maneuvering himself around the painted area.
Here's Oni. No good. And so it's Utah easily grabbing the win. All right, David, thank you. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. We get a look.
Kevin, thanks.
What a great guy. D.A., thank you for that. So a moment now to see the story for Bojan Bogdanovic.
And suddenly his feel for the three-point shot has left him. It's been a tough go the past 5 games. The percentage from long range not close to what it was earlier, but he's not going to give up on it, and he'll try to get it going here tonight.
A look at Atlanta's opening lineup. Young and Herter make up the backcourt. Hunter at the 3 with Collins at the 4. And it's Capella in at the 5 down low. And for the Jazz, Conley runs the point with Mitchell flanking him. Gobert is out there with O'Neal. And it's Bogdanovic in at the 3 spot. Now Conley. After the missed 3 from Trae Young. Bogdanovic finds Conley. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast. Well, it is a long season. We know that. And the All-Star break provides Greg some respite. But how do you keep your body fresh as we're heading down the stretch here?
Kevin, you got to listen to the training staff. I mean, first and foremost, teams are getting more advanced, measuring when players are wearing down and trying to protect them. All the tools are there, but you've got to take advantage. And the other thing is mentally, you've got to be fresh. It's not just about your body being fresh. So sometimes you need to be able to shut the brain down in terms of the game and get your focus elsewhere.
And so it's Bogdanovic who brings up the ball for the Jazz. They beat the Hawks during their last encounter in Atlanta.
And the last time these two met, they were able to get a big win because of that bench production. Second unit might be a factor in this one as well.
Certainly something to keep an eye on. We'll see how the rotations go this time out. Every night it seems to be different.
Young with no one around. The second chance effort. Gobert with the block.
Well, this is the calling card of Rudy Gobert. A superb shot.
Wow, hammering it in.
Well, why did Donovan Mitchell win the dunk contest? Case in point right there.
For Atlanta, they've gone 0 of 3 from the field to start the game. Lobbed up there for Collins. Hammers the alley-oop through.
I'm sure his teammates love having a guy like Collins on the receiving end of those alley-oops. As fun an assist as you'll get.
Now here's Gobert. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against Toronto.
Well, in addition to the scoring, he found ways to initiate contact from the defense and get himself to the line. The defense clearly frustrated trying to get a way to stop him.
Drains it from beyond the arc.
Really clever with the basketball. Young so advanced offensively. Excellent pull-up jumper there.
From deep. Gobert dishes to O'Neal. Collins with some nice D. The Hawks trail by 3. Young from outside. That shot off.
Let's give some credit to the defense for how they're guarding this guy right now, because they're refusing to let him get comfortable.
Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rack. And where's the help defensively?
To me, that's a complete lack of communication on that side of the ball. These guys need to be talking to each other.
And Young kicks to Capella. That one, no good. Utah leading by 5. Now the pass to Young. Second shot opportunity, and the layup good by Collins.
Becoming a true force on the offensive glass. Love how hard Collins goes after those second chance opportunities.
Now here's Mitchell. He's coming off a 31-point game against the Raptors in Toronto.
And let's not forget about the assist. This guy as a playmaker was a driving force for that offense.
Now Young following the 3-point attempt by Donovan Mitchell. Young passes to Capella and stolen by Bogdanovic. And the Jazz pushing it up now. Hunter grabs the miss.
Boy, surprised he missed that. The defense just good enough to prevent that bucket.
Poke loose.
Boy, a tough go for him in this quarter. You can see how desperately he wants to get things started. He just can't make a shot.
Now here's Mitchell. He's a guy that can score, no doubt, averaging over 25 points a game.
Well, to me, it's critical that Mitchell continue to focus on hitting the guys who are open. We know he can score the ball.
And Young, here we go. Gobert with the block, and he gets it back. Young against Gobert. Banked in off the glass. Young's got 5 now.
You know, not a good start for him offensively. Just 2 of 8 from the field, but his confidence has not waned.
And that one, good.
And 10 of their last 12 coming off assists.
2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Young from outside. A rebound by the Jazz. This game coming on the heels of their win against Toronto.
And bottom line, they found ways to score. Credit the game plan going in. It was right on the money.
And that's not an easy environment to play in. To score at the rate they did on the road says a lot about their intensity and focus.
Here's Gobert, and he got that one up in time, but doesn't go in. And so it's the Utah Jazz heading to the bench with a 7-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. Their shooting has been the big key. Their percentage from the field so far has been terrific. Back to the action after this word. And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And taking a look at the Jazz performance here, guys, what have they been doing or not doing?
Well, you come in thinking they're going to settle for perimeter jump shots. Think again.
They've certainly made the commitment to pounding the basketball into the painted area, and boy, is it paying dividends.
This is how the floor looks for the Hawks starting the second quarter. Gallinari is out there with Bogdanovich. Then it's Okongwu. Then there's Tony Snell. And it's Rondo in at the point. And it's Rajon Rondo with the foul. That's his first foul. George Niang, he's checked in for the Jazz. Mitchell passes to Niang. That one misses. So Atlanta will take it the other way. Their last game a win against the Lakers, looking to carry it into this one.
And really showed their depth when they needed it most. On the road, having to manufacture points.
Well, how about the job they got from their bench? That productivity was a major part of the outcome.
Snell, no good. And it's Mitchell with the ball for the Utah Jazz. 7-point game, the biggest lead in the game. And he can extend the lead to double digits.
You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed.
And stolen by Favors. Here's Ingles. And he gets the whistle. And here we go. Coach's challenge happening right now. This one in regards to the personal foul. Seeing if that was the right call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
Good.
And although not the biggest guy, you got to love how Rondo uses his body inside. Has a great touch as well around the rim.
Now, here's Clarkson. An 11-point game for him in the win against the Raptors in Toronto. And there's Favors putting it right back in. Favors got the lead up to 8 now for the Jazz.
Oh, how about the finesse there? Nice little gentle touch on the board.
And you know, when you have that gentle touch, those tip-ins are easy to come by. And here's Rondo. Gallinari outside. To the paint. It's deflected. And so the ball's out of bounds. Favors touched it last.
Active hands from him as he's able to deflect that pass out of bounds.
Well, that's what you call a game of inches. They talk about it in football. We see it right there.
Mike Conley's checked in for Mitchell. Just 3 to shoot. Here's Bogdanovich. And it's wide right. Hits off the rim.
And that's the battle they haven't been winning today. Their work on the glass has been porous, and that's got to change.
Teams have dynasties. The 90s, Michael Jordan. We've seen it over the many decades. Over the next decade, though, who do you think's going to lead the pack there?
Ooh, that's a great question. You know, with the way Father Time is treating LeBron, you might have to wait and see because he is still playing at such a high level. But, you know, obviously Giannis has got to be on the short list with the Bucks. For me, I really look at Luka in Dallas. I just feel like with Kristaps Porzingis, that duo could just be deadly with how the game is played. But don't sleep on the Celtics with Tatum and Brown and that group that they have, with the front office they have. Man, I think the league overall is going to be in great shape moving forward.
It sure seems that way. Now here's Favors following the missed shot by Onyeka Okongwu. Niang gets to Conley. Unloads from 13. Here's Favors. Pass to Conley. Nice ball movement by Utah. Tries yet again. And even after 2 offensive rebounds, they just can't get the lid off. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Here's Okongwu. No good, and they can't put an end to this drought. Jazz leading by 10. Here's Clarkson. Here's Favors. Slammed home, and he draws the foul. A chance for another point at the free throw line. It's going to go on Onyeka Okongwu for the Jazz. Gobert comes in for George Niang, and Bogdanović is subbed in for Joe Ingles.
Most people would say Derek Favors a throwback big man, right? The guy wants to be effective at posting up, but he can shoot the face-up jump shot as well. Well, exposing a weakness in the defense, that's just way too easy, guys.
Utah has gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. And no one near Clarkson as he lets it go. Out of bounds. It'll go to the Hawks. And the Jazz making a change here. O'Neal's checked in. There's 45 seconds left to play here in the half. And Young, here we go.
You know, when talking about the pressure Young puts on a defense, I'm not sure the word relentless is strong enough.
Atlanta shooting their first free throws here for the night.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line. And what an advantage. You really feel like you can always trust him when he's at the line.
Young against Conley. And too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation. The Hawks trail by 9. 3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. Young from outside. The Hawks again can't hit.
A good job by him on the glass here tonight. +8 in that department.
O'Neal kicks to Favors. Shoots from 12. He can't get it to go. And a deep three from Young. And the last second attempt doesn't fall. And thank you, David, for that interview. And we'll see you back here after the break for third quarter.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey again, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson. Shaq is here. Utah finds themselves ahead after 2 quarters. They have a 9-point lead. And that's going to do it for us.
And for those of you just tuning in, thanks for being with us. The second half of this game still to play. And so it's Young who brings it up for Atlanta. 9-point game. They're off to battle the Clippers after this game as they'll be playing at the Staples Center. Conley and Mitchell, the talented backcourt pair. O'Neal is out there with Bogdanović. And it's Gobert in at the center, locking down the middle. That's the group right now for Utah. Conley's shot is off.
Boy, he'll usually knock it down if he's left that wide open. Just comes up empty.
Young drives in. Up and in on the layup. Young's got 13.
Solid there, just recognizing when to drive. When Young has some wiggle room, he sees it.
Here's Conley. Rebounded by Capella. Capella's got his 4th rebound in this one. Young against Bogdanovich. Young passes to Collins. Pocket 6. The kick out to Young. And stolen by Bogdanovich. O'Neal with it. He's picked up by Collins. And stolen by Hunter. Oh, and a fast break for Atlanta. Collins is running. And finished off by Collins.
The play in transition from Collins is impressive. He gets down the court with such speed and then finishes it so strong.
Yes, that goes in. Gobert's got his second bucket of the game to go.
And you gotta love the big bucket in the paint in this sort of a grinded out game.
Young's shot is good.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Outside Bogdanovich. And we're just around 2 minutes into the final half of play now. Here's Mitchell. That falls. Nice feed that time from Bogdanovich. He's got 8.
Well, it's a level of concentration that has to happen for you to finish through contact. Donovan Mitchell doing work.
Young's shot is off.
Well, he hasn't proven to be much of a floor spacer for them. He had the 1-3, but that was back in the first half.
Great teamwork punctuated by a strong finish.
Going right to the rim, which is where you want transition opportunities to end.
Capella, and it's put back up and in by Capella.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
Young dishes to Capella. Pass to Collins. Young right side. Back to Collins. From the arc. And Trae Young gets the 3. And now just a 2-point Jazz lead. Clock keeps going. 3 minutes into the second half now. Passes it to O'Neal. Mitchell outside. Young with the steal. For the lead. And the dunk by Capella.
Just has a nose for the ball. Capella skilled at gaining ideal position for those offensive rebounds.
Now here is O'Neal. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. Here's Mitchell, and it's blocked. And it's out of bounds. Utah able to retain possession here. A different look for Utah. George Niang, he's checked in for Royce O'Neal. And it's Joe Ingles in for Mike Conley. And then for Atlanta, Alinari, he's checked in for John Collins. Bogdanovich comes in for Kevin Huerter. Rajon Rondo is subbed in for Young. Oh, the lob to Gobert. An emphatic alley-oop jam.
Just great recognition from the athletic big man. Gobert finish off the nice pass.
Hunter, the pass to Bogdanovich. The rebound by the Jazz. Gobert's got 5 rebounds tonight. And it's Bogdanovich off the drive. Trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense and anticipation there to stop. And Bogdanovich throws it down.
And you can see the importance of that steal. Really a 4-point swing with the conversion at the other end.
Here's Mitchell. Up again, and there's Gobert putting it right back in.
More good work on the glass there. When it's all said and done, I think rebounding might tell the story in this game.
Now here's Rondo, and out of bounds as Utah gains possession. Derek Favors checked in for Utah. Jordan Clarkson comes in for Bogdanovich. Okongwu's checked in for Atlanta. Tony Snell comes in for DeAndre Hunter. 6-second difference between shot and game clock. Back to Mitchell. Lobs it up for Favors. Throws down the alley-oop slam.
It's a real treat to watch Derek Favors finish these alley-oops. What initiative from the big man.
And he lobs it up toward the rim. Stolen away. Nice job to interrupt the alley-oop attempt there. Kicks it out to Mitchell. The putback. Great positioning on the putback. Now it's a 6-point Utah lead.
See, I think you want more of this from Joe Ingles. He has the size and length to keep plays alive.
A nice shot by Bogdanovich.
Boy, they don't waste any time on that inbound play. Very little the defense can do to react to that one.
And we've reached the end of the third. Jazz lead 5-4. Live from Vivint Smart Home Arena, you're watching 2K Sports. How about a look at today's State Farm assist of the game?
And definitely deserving of the prize tonight. How about the read he made here? Looking like a point guard, putting the pass right on the money.
He's got the size to survey over the top of the defense and find the open man. That was beautiful.
And with these teams locked in a very close contest, this fourth quarter promises to be a good one. And so in the game for the Hawks, John Collins is out there with Gallinari, and it's Rajon Rondo. Then there's Bogdanovich, and it's Herter in at the two-guard spot. 3 on the clock. Here's O'Neal. Gallinari with the rebound. The Hawks trail by 4. Here's Herter. He's covered by Clarkson. Stolen by Clarkson. And another fast break for Utah. Jazz running. And that one drops for him. Mitchell's got the first field goal of the fourth quarter here for the Jazz.
Well, how about the steal off great anticipation by Clarkson, then the kick ahead. Perfectly done.
Mitchell with it. He's picked up by Collins. Nice ball movement by Utah. Fourth quarter still young, just over a minute play. Here's Favors, and he uses the glass on the layup. And the Jazz lead by 8.
Yeah, just a solid job on the backboard. They are really controlling the inside.
Lobbed up there for Collins. Up high to stuff the alley-oop.
With soft hands and great recognition, Collins is the ideal big for a pick and roll.
Good for the 5th time in 5 shots. He remains perfect.
And after an abysmal first half from the field, the shots now starting to fall.
Here's Clarkson, and he goes in for the dunk.
I'm telling you this, if you leave one of Ingles' teammates open, Joe is going to find him.
We're about 2 minutes into the fourth quarter in this one. Mitchell against Rondo, and the pass to Herter. Gallinari in the corner. Shot clock at 6. Back to Herter. Fires the 3. It's rebounded by Derek Favors. Favors got 9 rebounds now tonight.
Jordan Clarkson has the kind of speed and athleticism to get out in transition and be a problem.
Time called here. The Hawks decide to talk it over.
And guys, aggressive in creating his own shots, but thus far they have not been falling. Probably a good time to try and devote some of that energy to getting others involved.
Looking at who's out there now for the Jazz. Rudy Gobert, he's checked in for Favors. Bogdanovich comes in for Joe Ingles, and it's Mike Conley in for Donovan Mitchell. And then for Atlanta, Hunter's checked in for Bogdanovich. Young is subbed in for Rajon Rondo. And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Hey, guys, I was able to hear Nate McMillan talk to his team during the break. Not happy with the way this game is going. He said you're getting used out there on the perimeter. Inside the arc, we're doing some good things, but outside, we're a disaster. Tighten it up. Kevin, we'll see if they can close out on those shooters a little more effectively.
All right, thank you, David. Collins. And they had their chances, 2 offensive rebounds, but they still come up empty. Here's Clarkson, and he gets the bucket. And the Jazz lead by 10.
Well, we understand that Jordan Clarkson is strong enough to take contact and continue through the play. Nice aggressiveness. Well, if you offer no resistance defensively, he's going to knock down the 3. It's really that simple, guys.
Clarkson surveying the floor. Here's Young, and he lays it straight in. Now just a 5-point Utah lead.
Game tightening up, no problem. Put the ball in Young's hand and let the young fella go to work.
And the basket is good.
And no surprise here, right? This guy is not only a gifted player, but he is so smart on the offensive end.
Another 3 for Atlanta.
Ice in his veins. Young excels
at stepping to the plate and delivering in the clutch.
And he bangs it home with one hand.
Center stage with the game in the balance. Jordan Clarkson, no problem.
This has reached desperation time for him.
I'll tell you, you need absolute perfection on every possession. That's what it's going to take here.
Here's Herder. Off target from outside.
You know, the ill-advised threes isn't how you want to close the gap. They've got to have better shot selection.
That one goes in.
Relentless in their approach, even with the game firmly in hand.
This is a textbook example of playing the possession and not the score. This team is doing a great job continuing to execute.
Yeah, terrific effort there by Young, really all night. The defense has tried to make adjustments, but he's just stayed one step ahead of them. He is single-handedly dropping the temperature in here with that cold streak.
He is trying to shoot his way out of it, and it might be better for him to pass the basketball at this point.
From deep three-point range, Rudy Gobert with the rebound.
And when you are as good a shooter as he is, you have to have the confidence to take that shot. It might not always fall.
And for most guys, I think you only want to take that shot if you've hit a few in a row. That is absolutely a heat check.
Collins. Money!
Just in a perfect position to grab that rebound and then get the putback.
Stolen by Collins. Missed. And so it's Utah who scraped by with a win. That was a fun night of basketball and fabulous finish as they continued to wait out until the very last moment to seal it. All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For great. catching up a bit from the sideline with David Aldridge. Hey, Dave.
Well, Kevin,
Special talent indeed. David, thank you. And this is what the schedule looks like coming up for the Phoenix Suns. On Tuesday, they'll face off against Jimmy Butler and the Miami Heat. Then on Wednesday, they'll go up against the Magic in Orlando.
You know, some might look ahead at the schedule and start marking off how many wins they'll wind up with, but I think that's a trap. You can't take any nights off in the NBA, and you've got to stay in the moment.
So the opening lineup for the Suns. Booker and Bridges are the wings. Ayton is out there with Jay Crowder, and it's Paul in at the point guard position. And for Atlanta, Herter the 2 with Hunter at the 3. Collins is out there with Clint Capella, and it's Young in at the point guard. And so it's the Suns getting on the board first. Shots good from Young. Greg, if your system overall for these teams, if the schemes don't seem to be working, how much can you really change before you get to the offseason, or in particular, before you get to the playoffs?
It's never easy. A system change would come typically with a coaching change, and the reality is you also have to evaluate the roster, and you can't fit that square peg into a round hole. Whatever your system is, it's got to be catered to the personnel you have. You can't go the other way around, and I think that's what separates oftentimes the good coaches from the great ones.
Great to watch Trae Young set plays up on a nightly basis.
Suns have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Paul looking over the floor. Pass to Ayton. That's his second shot and his second basket. He's 2 for 2.
Well, you bump me, and I'm going to bump you back as Ayton not afraid to get physical with the defender.
Young from deep three-point range. Another miss by Young. For Phoenix, they've gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. On the wing, Booker fires from deep. Rebound, Atlanta. Their last game, a win against the Lakers, looking to carry it into this one.
Yeah, they really snuffed that one out. Didn't execute all that well. Fortunate to walk away with the W.
We talk about gutsy wins, and on a night like that in the last game where they just did not shoot it well, that's a steal during a regular season.
The Hawks shooting their first free throws of the game on this trip to the line.
And what was once a weakness for Collins, now a strength. His defense has taken huge strides since the start of last season.
And I think a young player like John Collins learns that blocks are not just a statistic that reveal how good you can be defensively. It's about positioning. It's about communication. And John Collins wants to be more complete on that end of the floor.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
Gotta admire what he's been able to do at the free throw line this season. How about over 90%?
Now here's Paul. An 11-point game for him in the win against the Lakers.
And you could tell the defense was really nervous dribbling or passing the ball anywhere near him in that one. He took advantage of their indecisiveness continually throughout the night, racking up 3 steals.
The Atlanta making some changes. Gallinari, he's checked in for Collins. Bogdanovich comes in for Kevin Herter. Rajon Rondo is subbed in for Young. And Phoenix also making a switch. Cameron Payne's checked in for Chris Paul. Now here's Booker. A 26-point game for him in the win against the Lakers. And it's Ayton missing.
Well, a lot of players in the league are going to make that shot, and for him, it's pretty much automatic. It's a good defensive effort to prevent the layup. 2 teammates connecting right there. Slick feed.
And stolen by Bogdanovich. Pass to Gallinari to the right side. Hawks passing it around. Now the feed to Capella. The putback. Payne grabs the board. And so it's Payne with it. He'll bring it up for the Suns. Here's Bridges. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. That's on DeAndre Hunter.
And Bridges really likes to get to the interior and earn himself some opportunities from the charity stripe.
The Atlanta making some changes. Okongwu comes in for Clint Capella. And Tony Snell subbed in for Hunter. And then for Phoenix, Sharge checked in for DeAndre Ayton. Johnson comes in for Jay Crowder. And it's Carter in for Devin Booker. Count the basket.
And you can't leave someone open around Rondo. He'll find them.
First quarter of play and just over 3.5 minutes in. Payne looking around. The shot by Sharch, no good. Atlanta's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Here's Snell. He's averaging around 5.5 points a game. Bridges against Bogdanovich. From deep, Gallinari. That shot off the mark. Now the Suns take it the other way. For Phoenix, they have yet to miss from the free throw line. They're 3 for 3. And that one falls from Saric.
And scouts continue to scour the globe for talent that could produce in the NBA. Saric, another one of those. Lots of trips to Croatia to bring him over to provide this kind of impact.
Catching up on the changes for Phoenix. Kaminsky is checked in for Bridges. And Langston Galloway subbed in for Payne. The Hawks shooting their third and fourth free throw shots of the night.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
And so he makes both from the line. 43 seconds left to play in the first quarter. There's Galloway. He's averaging a bit over 5 points a game. Gallinari outside. Feeds it to Bogdanovich. And that won't go, missing the go-ahead bucket. Phoenix is gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. And it's Carter missing. Fast break here. Here come the Hawks. Lobbed up there for Bogdanovich. Hammers the alley-oop through.
Well, Gallinari does such a great job of recognizing the floor space. And that time, credit him with the assist.
Here's Galloway. And he was able to put it up in time, but doesn't fall. And still a close game as the first quarter comes to a close. And if you're wondering whether players watch the standings,
one thing we have to do is stop comparing us.
You know, Greg, he makes a great point. Even when you have mostly the same guys, every season is different.
And if you're a coach, it'll give you gray hairs trying to preach that to your players. Many guys don't believe it until they're in it and then have to dig themselves out of a hole.
Some good action already in this one, but a fairly even matchup after the first quarter of play. And what do you guys think about the Hawks here in this one?
Well, their effort on the defensive end has set the tone for this game.
That defense has been infectious here as everybody stepping up aggressively on that end.
And a moment now to reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. On the court for Atlanta, Young and Herter make up the backcourt. Collins is out there with Tony Snell. And it's Okongwu in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. Okongwu's now got the lead up to 4 now for Atlanta.
You know, we talk about it all the time, guys. Those second chance buckets, always the result of that extra effort.
Young with the steal. Oh, and a fast break for Atlanta. Young's running. Again, Young missing.
Well, his shooting has been a little bit below par. You think about what this lead would look like if he was on. And I think for years to come, you're going to be talking about the draft that Trae Young was involved in as the picks got swapped. One franchise getting their guy, and this team finding Trae Young. And he's been a blessing for where they need to go. That's a shot he's going to bury, especially when left open.
Picked him clean. Oh, and a fast break for Atlanta. From deep. The shot that time, not on target.
Time for some consideration in the passing category, maybe, Kevin. The shot is just not on. Get somebody else going.
Right, you know the Hawks believed in Trae Young on draft day. They made the trade for him and gave up a chance at Doncic.
Well, I don't look at it like that, Kevin. I look at it like Atlanta got their guy. It's not about who else was on the board. It's the fact that they could get their #1 choice, and that was Trae Young. I've not seen him shoot this poorly, guys, in a game this season.
Not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can eventually get back on track.
And that one is good.
That's nice vision there. You see that pass, you make the feed before the defense has a chance to react, and that opens up a much better opportunity to score.
Young from outside. Atlanta gets it back in a new 14. From outside the arc, and he's good on the 3-ball. Young's got 10 points.
That's the second long-range bomb in the quarter after a slow first period. He is on a roll.
Paul passes to Šarić. 3 minutes of action so far in the second quarter. Rebound, Atlanta. Okongwu's now got 4 rebounds in this game. Back to Young. Shoots the 3. Another miss by Young. Suns trail by 8. Here's Galloway. There it is, his second make of the game. He's missed 5. Greg, not all drafts are the same in terms of talent, but 2019 was a year to remember.
No doubt about it. I mean, transcendent talent at the top. You think of Zion and Ja, both could be future league MVPs. And the irony is that those two guys were teammates in high school. Go figure.
Yeah, go figure is right.
Yeah, and that three-point shot, it really has looked awful here in the second quarter. It hasn't stopped him from attempting them, but it's time to maybe find something else to do.
Now Young, following Chris Paul's three-point attempt. Back to Young, fires for 3. Again, Young missing.
Yeah, we're chipping some orange paint off the rim here, guys. He must be more patient on offense and trying to find ways to penetrate inside and get closer to the rim. But whether the shots are wide open or contested, he is just having no luck right now, guys, with anything.
Nailed from three-point land. He's got 13.
With this lead, they're playing confidently, showing a quick trigger from beyond.
And it's Paul with the ball for Phoenix. 9-point game. And this matchup with the Hawks, it's their first meeting of the season.
And just couldn't make the most of their meetings last year. Ended up splitting the season series.
Young against Paul. For the 3. Young's shot is off.
And we haven't seen them be quite as aggressive driving the basketball, settling far too much for jumpers. Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
Young for 3. Again, Young missing. Young against Paul. In the corner, it's Galloway. Drills it from outside. Now just a 2-point Atlanta lead. Here's Young. From deep. Good on the 3-point shot. Young's got 12 now in this quarter.
When you hit a 3 on Young, you can expect him to come right back at you.
And that's it for the first half of action. What's been a...
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey everybody, welcome back from the first half. A competitive matchup for Atlanta in the first quarter. The deepest hole they got themselves into in the opening. And that does it for our...
And if you're just joining us, we've played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. Without question, Trae Young displaying his skills today.
Well, through the first 2, he has been nothing short of a marksman from deep.
Yeah, you would hope the defense at least would start to consider creeping up on him just a little bit.
Getting underway in the second half. Here's the 5 for Monty Williams. Booker and Bridges are the wings. Jay Crowder out there with DeAndre Ayton. And it's Paul in at the point. Just 5 on the clock. Shooting foul as the whistle. And here we go with the coach's challenge. Not surprised in a competitive game like this. And he's disputing the personal foul call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
Now, here is Young. Another shot. And it's Capella missing.
There's a little bit of pressure on him, but not enough to cause him to miss a shot that's in that close.
Crowder, well-timed pass, and he goes straight to the bucket for the layup. Crowder's got his second bucket of the night.
That's a good find from Ayton, understanding the defensive scheme, and he just waited for his teammate to be open.
Young from outside. They get it back. Here's Collins. Here's Herter. The putback. It's good on the putback.
Just has a nose for the ball. Capella skilled at gaining ideal position for those offensive rebounds. And Bones, with that Clint Capella trade last year to the Hawks, a bit of a surprise to many, but the Hawks were able to land a young and talented center.
And maybe GA the perfect fit for how it is that their team is constructed around Trae Young. Capella's going to be that pick and roll option, can finish above the rim, and is a good defender to protect the guys on the defensive end.
The Suns trailing. Booker with no one around. No luck that time on the shot that would have put them on top. Young left side. Kicks it to Capella. Back to Young. From the wing. No good off the front iron.
And not a way to get out of a funk. He needs to be looking for good, solid, more efficient shots, not the wild one he took there.
Now here's Crowder. He's got 5 for the lead, and it's laid in by Paul. Paul's got 5 points now this quarter.
And not wasting any time here, kicking their offense right back into gear. That's 3 of 4 from the field. Well, he's too good a finisher to blow that kind of chance, but that's going to be a wake-up call to the defense.
A touch over 2.5 minutes of basketball played here in the third quarter. Booker dishes to Crowder. Ayton in the high post. Capella's there, unloads from 13, and it's Phoenix scoring again.
Hitting that mid-range shot, this is right now probably the extent of Ayton's range.
Young up top, defended by Paul. Young looking around. The pass to Herter. The tray. It's hauled in by the Suns. Ayton's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Here's Paul. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. And it's a 3-point Phoenix lead.
And it looks like they left their defensive effort back in the locker room, guys. They just haven't had the same commitment here defensively in the second half.
Here's Hunter. That's in, coming off the assist from Young.
So unselfish there. Young doing a good job of finding the open man.
Here's Paul, and the Suns tack on 2 more.
And whatever intensity was lacking there in the first half, you're seeing it on display here now.
You asked for those hustle plays earlier in the game. We're seeing them now.
Tips it, and Booker able to finish. Booker's got the lead up to 5 now for Phoenix.
And offensively, they seem to have turned a corner.
Young from outside. Kept alive by Atlanta. Capella kicks to Young. Off target from 3-point range.
Just cannot get anything to go. If there's going to be a way to get out of this hole, I don't think he'll be the one to do it.
And there's the call on Kevin Herter. That is his first foul of the game. So for the Hawks, Gallinari, he's checked in for Collins. Bogdanovich comes in for Kevin Herter. Rajon Rondo is subbed in for Trae Young. And for the Suns, Johnson, he's checked in for Bridges. Carter comes in for Booker. And Cameron Payne subbed in for Chris Paul. The Hawks trail by 7. Here's Rondo. Payne grabs the board. And here's Phoenix. They're on an 18-6 run. Now 8 seconds separating the two clocks. Back to Crowder. And here's Payne. And looking at his production, he averages a little more than 7 points a game. 4 on the clock. Ayton, the pass to Crowder. Rebounded by Capella. Capella's got his 7th rebound here tonight. From deep, Gallinari. And the miss. And so it's Phoenix heading to the bench with a 7-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. Now let's take a look at our assist of the game presented by State Farm.
And the winner today, the big fella here with the sweetest of dimes. What a plus it is to have a post player who's got this ability to find.
You know, anytime a guy's in the post and the teammates know he's unselfish, great player movement can create an opportunity just like that.
Fourth quarter of action is upon us. Thanks as always for joining us. Rajon Rondo is out there with Bogdanovich. Then it's Clint Capella. Then there's Gallinari. And it's Hunter in at the small forward. So that's the lineup for Atlanta. Now here's Crowder. Passes it to Saric. Carter on the wing. Takes a 3. Second chance shot. The shot by Saric. No good. The Hawks trail by 7. And it's Bogdanovich off the drive. And he finishes nicely on the layup.
Probing and looking and finding ways. Bogdanovich really in attack mode here tonight.
Carter finds Saric. Out to Carter. Johnson right side.
You know what? They're winning, though, despite the fact that he has just been really off.
Lob pass to Capella. Crowder with the steal. Saric with it. Pass to Payne. Lets it go from the wing. It's hauled in by Clint Capella.
D giving him that shot, and that's probably not a good idea, but I guess they knew what they were doing that time.
Final quarter of play, about a minute and a half off the clock into it. Rondo with it, and it's Carter picking him up. Capella deflected by Payne. Saric outside. Back to Payne. Fires the 3. No good. And Atlanta will go the other way with it. They're off to battle the Clippers after this game as they'll be playing at the Staples Center. They've packed their bags for a long one as that'll be the first of 7 straight on the road. Saric right side. And stolen by Bogdanovich. Here's Hunter. That fall. Nice feed that time from Bogdanovich.
Well, you want to lead by an example. Bogdanovich leading the way with the assist.
Phoenix leading by 3. Pass to Johnson. And now they decide to foul intentionally.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Hawks making a switch here. Young's checked in. Mikal Bridges checked in for the Suns. Booker comes in for Carter. Young outside. That doesn't go on the chance to tie.
Well, after an impressive first half, he's just not been able to get the room or get anything going here in the second.
And there's a whistle. That goes on Mikal Bridges. That is his first foul of the game. So for the Suns, DeAndre Ayton's checked in for Johnson. And Chris Paul subbed in for Payne. And it's Gallinari on the follow.
Big time shot from Gallinari. This is why he's one of the leaders of the team.
Phoenix has gotten off to an 0-for-2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Here's Paul. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
And that is why Chris Paul has the ball in his hands. Delivered.
And so it's Young who brings it up for the Atlanta Hawks. A great fourth quarter, just giving up 2 points. Can't connect from short range. Phoenix leading by 3. Here's Booker. And the dunk by Booker.
That's got to feel good. A guy who can score, stepping up and hitting buckets, as important as that one.
For Atlanta, they've gone 3 of 7 from the floor in the fourth. That's a 42% mark in the quarter. Young, no good.
He missed that one, but I've seen him drill shots from that distance in warm-up.
Oh, no, I know he can make it, but that's warm-ups, so maybe just a step too far.
First free throw is good, and that increases their lead to 6.
Just such leadership that Chris Paul brings every night to the floor. It commands your respect and the opponent's respect, and it's making everyone around him better right now. Some padding here on the free throw line, some good work.
And it's Ayton missing. Atlanta's shooting in the fourth quarter has looked shabby, 38%. Young passes to Capella. He kicks to Hunter. Deflects the pass. Bridges against Bogdanovich. They get it back. Ayton. And that's good. A nice job in the glass as they pick up 2 on the second effort.
Yeah, if Ayton can get in that kind of position, he can be a bully on the inside.
To halt the run, and it's laid up and in by Young.
Man, he's got such a great touch and feel around the basket. He made that reverse look easy.
He drops the first one, and that stretches their lead to 8. Kevin Huerter, he's checked in for Bogdanovich. So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 9-point ball game here. Here's Young. Capella trying to free himself up. Young's shot is off. And here's Phoenix. Here's Paul. Good. And a nice assist from Booker. Paul's got the lead up to 11 now for the Suns.
Making every effort to put this game on ice.
You love that the guys are staying aggressive late in this ball game, just not wanting to let go of the rope.
Young from deep three-point range. Wasted no time on that shot, but it's off the mark. And they can just let the clock run out here.
Cannot argue with the W.
Paul can't get that one to fall. The 3. And Trae Young hits from deep.
And Trae Young will bury threes in bunches. So effortless.
Paul outside. Here's Ayton. Beautiful dish, and the layup goes down.
But the truth is they've had control of this game.
Yeah, looks like a veteran team tonight, getting out on the road, playing with assertive.
David, thank you as always. And that'll do it, folks. The Jazz never fail to go out of their way to look.
Hey, Kevin, thanks very much.
The Jazz, like Memphis, willing to grind. Thanks, DA. All right, a chance to check out stats for Bojan Bogdanovic.
And guys, for a measure of how he's performing offensively, look no further than the true shooting percentage. There's been a steady drop in his last 5 games, and he's got to be scrambling now to get that feel back.
So the opening lineup for the Suns. Booker and Bridges are the wings. Jay Crowder out there with Ayton. And it's Paul in at the point. And for the Jazz, Conley runs the point with Mitchell flanking him. O'Neal is out there with Bogdanovic. And it's Gobert in at the center. And it's Mitchell with the Jazz.
Good find, and one of Gobert's advantages as a passer, he can see over everyone's head.
Paul kicks to Crowder. Passes it to Bridges. Now Ayton, defended by Gobert. And it's Ayton missing. It's Gobert with the ball for Utah. Here's Mitchell, and it's Mitchell with the jam.
On that play right there, you see Mitchell's impressive speed and body control in the open court.
And such a great all-around player for over a decade now. Conley is one of the class acts in our league.
He is, GA, one of the best floor leaders we have. He's completely unselfish. Also, 3-time NBA Sportsmanship Award winner. And in 2019, was named NBA Teammate of the Year.
Here's Mitchell. Following the basket by DeAndre Ayton. Mitchell finds Gobert. Good, and it's Mitchell picking up the assist.
And as Rudy Gobert has been adding bulk, he's only getting better at finishing through contact.
Here's Booker. It's good, and he makes his first shot of the game.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Wow, that's a defensive breakdown. Can't do that against good scores.
Up again, and Mitchell is right there. Mitchell's got 6.
They have really found a rhythm here early. 4 for 5 to start this game.
Shot from 12, and the Suns tack on 2 more.
I think the pull-up jump shot is one of the most dangerous shots in Chris Paul's arsenal. He is so quick on the draw with that shot.
Mitchell with it. He's guarded by Booker. Mitchell's shot is good.
In case anyone was wondering, this is what it looks like when you're in the zone. He hasn't missed one all quarter.
And so it's Paul bringing it up for Phoenix. 4-point game. Their last game a win against the Lakers, looking to carry it into this one.
Yeah, I think they prepared to face more defensive pressure, and that one didn't happen, and boy, they just rolled.
They came in focused and ready to play, and despite facing little resistance, they never pulled back.
Back to Conley. Rebounded by DeAndre Ayton.
Even though he missed it, this is the exact play your offense is designed to produce.
Shot by Crowder, no good. Jazz leading by 4. And there's Mitchell. That's good on the assist from Bogdanovic. 10 points for him. Greg, who would you choose as the best defenders of the NBA pick and roll?
Oof. That is a tough one. This will surprise some people. Nikola Jokic is one of the better big men defending the pick and roll, in part because of his instincts. You know, he doesn't impress me in terms of his physical attributes, but his mind, the ability to anticipate, having a sense of how perimeter players play the game. He's a guy that's terrific. I'll give you an oldie but goodie in Andre Iguodala. He's still terrific. And I pick bigger guys because you've got to be able to switch that and guard smaller players. And, you know, at the center and the swing position, those are 2 guys that still are very reliable.
Here's Paul. No good on the shot. Now the Jazz take it the other way. This game coming on the heels of their win against Toronto.
Yeah, it was all hands on deck. Helps to get points off the bench when you're on the road.
It was a total team effort in terms of passing the baton to the guy that's hot.
And Phoenix has possession following the bucket by the Jazz. Ayton wide open. Mike Conley grabs the miss.
Everything worked except for the outcome. You want him.
Whoa, hammering it in.
I I got a feeling Donovan Mitchell will be watching this highlight over and over and over.
About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Conley with it. He's picked up by Paul. Mitchell outside. 12 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. Shot clock at 5. The putback controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
He has a standing reach of 9'7". Gobert making that play look routine.
With the putback, Donovan Mitchell firing on all cylinders for Utah. He totaled 14 points in the quarter. He's given them all the offense they need right now. We come back right after this. And so far through one quarter, it's been a lopsided game. We'll see if that changes here in the second. And from what we've seen from the Jazz so far, what's your take?
You could see they were well prepared defensively coming into this one.
Yes, what they do, they take away the things that teams like to do offensively, also keeping them out of sync.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. Taking a look at the Jazz, they've got Mitchell. He's out there with Jordan Clarkson. Joe Ingles is out there with Favors, and it's Niang in at the power forward. Here's Ingles after the basket by Dario Saric. On the wing, Mitchell. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
In a short time span, I'm amazed at how far Donovan Mitchell's come. He has very few weaknesses for a young player.
And so he hits both. Suns trail by 10. Saric passes to Kaminsky. The shot's good.
Yeah, and there it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great inside position.
Mitchell with it. Now guarded by Saric. And the shot is good. Mitchell's got the lead back up to 10 now for Utah.
Donovan Mitchell is comfortable playing at all three levels. He's playing at his highest level tonight offensively.
Here's Saric. Rebounded by the Jazz. And the Jazz pushing it up now. Here's Mitchell. Buries the long-range jumper. Mitchell's got 21.
Shooting at a high clip, he's found ways to get quality looks.
Payne passes to Saric. Over Favors. The shot by Saric, no good.
Once he gets the ball there, you expect him to capitalize. That was a missed opportunity.
Niang kicks to Mitchell. Back to Clarkson. Mitchell looking it over. Clock at 4. A rare miss for him. Here's Johnson, and they call the foul, so he's got the and one chance here to make it a three-point play.
How about the concentration? He gets hit, but stays with the play and gets the finish.
Torrey Craig, he's checked in for Phoenix. Langston Galloway comes in for Carter, and that one's good by Favors.
That's where majority of Favors points come from. So effective from the interior area of the floor.
Now here's Johnson. His last outing, he had 8 points.
A tough start scoring the basketball, but they're starting to turn it around now.
We're just over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Clarkson against Johnson. Lobs it up for Favors.
Great pass to set your man up with a high percentage look.
And so it's Payne with it. He'll bring it up for the Suns. Down by 12. Goes up and lays it nice and easy. Payne's got his first points of the night.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Mitchell outside. And again, it's Utah. And in the second quarter, a little under 3.5 minutes played already. There's the lob to the hoop. Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. The wide open look here for Ingles. Offensive rebound. Kicks it out to Mitchell. There's the three. Drills the three-pointer. Mitchell's got a pair of triples in the second now for Utah.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today? Ending with a basket, coming off a pretty pass.
And now we'll look at the upcoming schedule for the Jazz. On Monday, they'll begin a road trip starting in Chicago against the Bulls. Then on Wednesday, they'll be facing Kyrie Irving and the Brooklyn Nets.
And no secret that this team can be very tough in their own building. And that's good news as they are loaded up with home games over the next stretch. This is a chance to create some separation.
Looking at who's out there now for the Jazz. Rudy Gobert, he's checked in for Favors. Royce O'Neal comes in for George Niang. Bogdanovich, he's checked in for Joe Ingles. And it's Mike Conley in for Jordan Clarkson. And he gets the whistle for the 3-second call. So for the Suns, Mikal Bridges comes in for Torrey Craig. And Paul subbed in for Cameron Payne. Paul looking over the floor. The pass to Booker. Paul against Conley. And the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for one more at the line.
They did a better job of getting it inside in that first. They've lost some of that physical edge here.
For Phoenix, they have made 2 of their previous 3 free throws in today's game.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
One of the game's best free throw shooter. Chris Paul is not a guy you like to foul.
Conley for 3. Bridges with the board. Suns trail by 11. Here's Booker. He gets it to fall. That makes it just a single-digit lead. Booker's got his second basket of the night. Conley up top, defended by Paul. Another miss by Utah.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
Terrific play. This is why you run your offense through him and live with the results.
And so it's...
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, basketball fans. What a play. Donovan Mitchell was on fire in the first half. He ended up with 26 points, 2 assists, and 2 rebounds, coming off a great game. And that should do it.
We played through the first half. Plenty of basketball, though, left in this one. It's been one outstanding game from Donovan Mitchell.
Man, he's been running wild on them through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
This is his challenge, to continue to dominate, to help them try to close strong here in the second half.
Getting underway in the second half. Here's the 5 for Monty Williams. Booker and Bridges are the wings. Andre Ayton out there with Jay Crowder. And it's Paul in at the point guard. From 20 feet out, Ayton, he hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
And using that 7'5" wingspan, putting it back off the miss, one of Ayton's specialties.
Bogdanovich, a good finish at the rack off the slick feed. Bogdanovich has got his first basket. Suns trail by 9. Booker left side. A quick shot there, and it's off target.
And basketball in the blood for Devin Booker. I mean, his father, Melvin, started at the University of Missouri and played pro ball. Started in high school. Devin trained with his father, trying to follow his path.
3 straight to begin this half. Couldn't have drawn it up any better.
Count it. Paul's got his 3rd basket of the night.
This is why Chris Paul is a winner. He is far from the biggest guy on the floor, but that does not keep him from being fearless on the drive.
Gobert dishes to Conley. Plays it up and banks it in. Conley's got his second basket. And we know the story. Booker moving from Michigan to Mississippi to live with his father and develop his skills.
And 4:30 a.m. alarms to train on the beach before the summer sun, getting to practice 2 hours early and staying late. Booker, not a freak athlete, so he had to work harder and drill the fundamentals.
Mitchell outside. And we're just about 2 minutes into the second half now. And Bogdanovich throws it down.
Such a valuable playmaker for this team. Mitchell can get his own and get others involved as well.
Here's Paul. Down through the hoop it goes. That's his 5th make on 9 shots from the floor.
And that's exactly what they need to do right now. I mean, just attack the basket. And, hey, if you get fouled, maybe you get some free throws out of it.
Conley gets the bucket.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
And so it's Paul bringing it up for Phoenix. 11-point game. The 11-footer and the Suns tack on 2 more.
Ever since halftime, he's had his eyes on the basket and just crushing it right now.
Bogdanovich looking around. Pass to Conley. When you look at the balance of power between players and teams, Greg, does it feel like the players now have more say, more control than they used to?
No doubt. We're seeing more players demand trades, sign shorter contracts with opt-outs. And the irony of that is, in my era, our best players were fearful for the length of their contracts or the life expectancy of their careers, believe it or not. And these guys today, they understand their value. They know what they bring to the table, and they are utilizing that to the max.
And is that good, Greg, for the game?
I think so. I do think most guys want to win, and they understand that their legacies are going to be defined about whether or not they do.
He's doing what he can do to pull them closer, but it's not enough. He needs more help.
Mitchell passes to Gobert. Nice ball movement by Utah. Conley dishes to O'Neal. Pass to Gobert. Count it. Gobert's got 6 points.
Nice pass there to set that basket up.
Suns trail by 11. Booker the pass to Ayton. 52 seconds left here in the 3rd quarter. And it's good. 2 points. 10 points for him.
And this is where Ayton does the most damage. Inside, feels like he can score on anyone.
O'Neal passes to Gobert. Out of bounds. Phoenix will take possession.
Boy, if you're the coach, you hate to see that kind of miscommunication between your guys.
So Utah going with an almost entirely new group here. Derek Favors checked in for Rudy Gobert. George Niang comes in for Royce O'Neal. Joe Ingles is checked in for Bogdanovich. And it's Clarkson in for Mitchell. The shot by Sharch, no good.
He goes up strong, but he is met with resistance. I think that surprised him a little bit.
And he just dangles from the bucket after sending that one through.
And you can see which team has the swagger right now. Suns trail by 11. Here's Galloway. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. Favors inside. Back to Clarkson. Good if it goes. And the last shot at the buzzer doesn't go in for him.
The hustle, the energy. I like when Saric gets after it and does his best to affect shots.
And 1 quarter to go in a game that to this point has not been an evenly fought contest. The Suns shooting it really well. 54% from the floor. Ingles outside with Favors at power forward. Clarkson is out there with Conley. And it's Gobert in at the center, locking down the middle. That's the group right now for Utah. And here are the Suns now. They trail by 11. And wrestling for it there, but no one has possession. We'll have a jump ball. So it's the Jazz now. Jazz leading by 11. Clarkson finds Gobert. Pass to Ingles. Now here's Gobert. 6 on the shot clock. It's deflected. Now here's Payne. Defense right on him. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. They get Derek Favors.
Really the right play defensively. If you can't block, force them to the line.
That's good from Payne. Torrey Craig. He's checked in for Frank Kaminsky. He makes 1 of 2 that time.
I'd love to see them impose themselves a little more on the backboard. That's a great way to find confidence. Always a surefire way to get back in the game. Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
Suns trail by 12. Carter, the pass to Craig. And he gets it to go. Craig's got his first basket of the night.
If you came to watch a scoring battle, you're in the right place.
Yeah, both teams trying to close out strong. These are the fireworks that fans came to see.
Here's Conley. Oh, he touched it while it was in the cylinder. That's offensive basket interference. A fantastic mobile 1 block. This one deserves another look.
And read the play perfectly. Gets himself in the air at the right moment. Terrific denial.
On the wing, Johnson. Fourth quarter now. We're about 1.5 minutes in. The shot by Sharch, no good. And so Gobert will bring it up for the Utah Jazz. The biggest lead of the game, 15 points. And the shot goes in. And the Jazz lead by 12.
Few players in the league do a better job of finding the open man than Mike Conley.
And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. Greg, when you played for the Knicks, I always heard that Charles Oakley would cook for the players. Is that true?
Absolutely. Oak was very particular about his food. And I got to tell you, he knows his way around the kitchen. And to be honest, I would never tell him otherwise.
Well, what was his special?
Whatever he made, it was special. It wouldn't matter. Not the kind of aggressive defense they need to cut into the lead.
Yeah, you have to protect the rim, Greg, a little better.
Also, if you can't get stops at this point, it really doesn't matter what you do at the offensive end.
Nice ball movement by Utah. Conley with the 3. And Bogdanovich throws it down.
What hustle on the glass. Bogdanovich doesn't give up. Have to appreciate the effort.
Booker outside. Shoots over Clarkson. A putback. Great positioning on the putback.
And folks, he did not luck into that one. He knew just where he wanted to be to grab that backboard.
Bogdanovich with it. Now guarded by Payne. And slam dunk by Gobert.
And his teammates appreciate the unselfishness. Bogdanovich willing to get it to his open guys.
The shot by Sharch, no good.
Well, he wants to shoot his way out of this cold spell, but the struggles continue.
You know, to me, this is when you want to focus on creating for others. Give someone else a chance. It's called a teammate.
Out to Conley. Back to O'Neal. No good that time. So Phoenix will take it the other way. Fast break. Here come the Suns. No good from Booker. They can burn some clock if they want to.
And get a little breather as well.
Back to Conley. And here's Bogdanovich for 3. Clarkson taking his time here. Puts up a 3. The shot, no good. Suns trail by 12.
And there's no doubt about this one. Playing with a lot of confidence tonight. It's a statement victory for the Jazz.
the differential in assists led to a lot of open looks, and it also helped to get more guys involved in the offense easy.
And they made the defense adjust, but they just couldn't come up with an answer.
And so taking a look at their season record, this will be win number 31 on the year. And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for Donovan Mitchell.
It was the kind of game for him that all scorers dream of, where the basket seemed as wide as a barrel.
Stolen by O'Neal. Shot and game clock separated by 5. And the officials call a traveling violation. Paul outside. Phoenix no good that time either. Now the pass to Hughes. Down low. With the shot. But they get it back. Morgan the pass to Hughes. Jacks up a 3. And so it's Utah easily grabbing the win. All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that about wraps it up.